video number 4, and in this video we are going to study the intelligent agents, that is the introduction of agents and the environments. So in our previous videos we have covered the introduction of AI problems, foundation of AI, and history of AI. So intelligent agents can be easily defined as an autonomous entity that observes through sensors and acts upon an environment using actuators and directs its activity towards achieving goals. In general, an agent or an intelligent agent, both are referred as same, usually consist of sensors, actuators, agent program, and adaptives. So the workflow of an agent is usually, firstly, it perceives through the actuators on the environment, it thinks and then acts, and at final it adapts and makes changes in its agent program. So it's just the introduction about the agents. So our main topic is agents and environments. So let's get into that. So an agent or an intelligent agent, both are referred as same. An agent can be defined as it. An agent can be anything that can perceive its environment through sensors and can act upon the environments through sensors in order to achieve a goal. An agent can be a software program or a system which can interact with its environment, collect data, and use that particular data or information to perform self directed tasks to maximize the performance. So, for a better idea, this is the diagram of an agent system. So, in this diagram, we can observe that in general an agent consists of sensors. These are used to perceive the environment. Perceive the environment is nothing but taking observations from the environment. So, the next one is actuators. These are used to perform the actions. So, the agent performs actions on the environment. Agent program. Agent program is this particular box of question mark. It is used to process the inputs and give the particular outputs so that they can perform on the environments. So environment. What is mean by an environment? In AI agents, an environment stands for everything outside the AI agent and the agent interacts with. It is the place where the agent operates. So let's understand using the step-by-step explanation for the better idea. So first, so this is the workflow of an AI system. Like explains how the AI agent works with the environment. At first, the agent perceives the environment using sensors at first. So the agent receives percepts, that is nothing but observations from the environment using its sensors. For example, in robots, they get images from camera or some devices so that they can collect the information and transfer it to the robot. Whereas in humans, the sensors are nothing but eyes, ears, skin. So these are the parts which give us the information or data, or you can say observations. So the question mark or the unknown box inside the agent particular represents the decision making component of an agent. This component processes the percepts and decides what action to take. what action to take next. It can consist of, or it, in general, this particular unknown box or this component can be a simple rule based program or a machine learning model or a search algorithm, etc. It can be anything. It just has to perform the operations on the input to get an output so that it can perform on the environment. So the next one is agent to environment. So the actions are taken using actuators. The agent performs its actions based on the output from the question mark box or the decision making element. The agent uses its actuators to perform actions that affect the environment. In robots, they can move forward, backward, turn, or pick up an object. Whereas in humans, the hands, legs, mouth, etc. can be considered as actuators. So, in simple, these are the parts which are used to perform some action on the environment. At last, the environment responds. So we have performed an action using environment. So then the in return, the environment also gives us some response. These actions change the state of environment, which may generate new percepts in the next cycle. So whenever we perform an action on the environment changes its state and generates new percepts in the next cycle. So this loop continues until a maximum performance is achieved or an estimated goal is achieved. So this is the working of an agent and an environment. So there are some other important concepts or important points which you have to know so that you can write in exam or they may ask you in exams. So those are, the first one is percept. A percept is something that an AI agent senses at a specific time. So you can understand this using this example. In a self-driving car's camera, it detects a red traffic light. The visual input is percept. So whenever a car is moving, consider it as self-driving car. So whenever it senses the red signal, then it automatically takes that input. It's a form of visual input for it. So the next one is percept sequence. This particular element shows the complete history of everything the agent has sensed so far. So example for this can be self-driving car has sensed a red light, then a green light, then a pedestrian crossing the road. So the sequence of events percept sequence. So the next one is agent function. It is a mathematical rule that maps percept sequences to actions. It tells the agents what action to take in each situation. So this you have to write in exam if they have asked what is mean by agent function. F is to P star maps to A. That is the agent function. So the best example for agent function can be if the percept sequence is red light detected, car ahead stops, the agent function may decide apply brakes. So whenever a self-driving car is moving on the road, so if it senses or the percept sequence it has that if red light detected and the car in front of is stopped, then it has to automatically apply brakes so that it can stop and to avoid any chaos. So the last one is agent program. This is the actual code or logic that runs inside the agent to allow or to follow the agent function. So it is nothing but the Python code written in the self-driving car's control software that receives the camera input, processes it, and sends a signal to apply the brakes. So this is the ultimate backend program which runs to control the self-driving car. Thing about intelligent agents and environments. So in our next video, we'll be discussing the concept of rationality, which is the next concept in the artificial intelligence. So that's it for this video.